Hey, what's going on, guys? I saw Captain America Civil War this morning, and it was awesome. I'm going to go into a review right now of the movie. I apologize. There are going to be spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers, shut it off now. Go check out the movie, then come back, check out my recap. Let me know what you thought. But if you don't mind spoilers or you saw it already, here we go. First off, I want to say this movie was done perfectly well. I absolutely loved it. I loved the storytelling. I thought it was awesome. The action sequences were fantastic. I loved all the other characters they brought into this. Some of those characters that we got to see, Black Panther was in this one. We got to see the new Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man, and it was glorious. I am a huge Spider-Man mark. I have loved Spider-Man ever since I was a kid. Spider-Man and Batman, Marvel and DC, those were my boys. I absolutely loved everything about them. And just seeing what the Marvel Cinematic Universe has already showed us with Spider-Man in this movie, you know that they're going to make a fantastic Spider-Man movie and series. And it's just such a welcomed addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's just like the Fantastic Four. I wish Marvel would get their hands on those rights as well, because they could knock that out of the park. Iron Man is basically saying, you know, we need to have the government reel us in because we're getting out of control. And Captain America is basically, his point of view is absolutely not. We need to be the Avengers. And he looks at it like, okay, there might be some lives that are lost in their battles. If they weren't there, it would be a lot more lives lost. So that splits up the Avengers, the two sides. You have the Captain America side and you have the Iron Man side. That's how the storyline starts to progress. Iron Man and then they want to bring in the Winter Soldier because of an explosion that happens and kills the Black Panther's father. But that introduces the Black Panther into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is really awesome. That side wants to capture the Winter Soldier because he's framed for this murder, and Captain America knows he's framed and wants to save his friend. It's just this awesome movie of just this great battle scenes, and you got Ant-Man's in it, Falcon, Hawkeye. The only two that really weren't in it were Thor and the Hulk. You know, you had Scarlet Witch, you had Black Widow, Vision. It was just so awesome. The only thing is, like, it felt more of like a Avengers movie to me than a Captain America solo movie. I mean, there were parts where it was just Captain America doing his thing, but it was like they were all together pretty much the whole movie. So it's kind of like an Avengers movie, but at this point, who cares? They're awesome. Absolutely loved it. Thought it was great. Positives: Spider-Man, 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 Spider-Man. One more time, Spider-Man. A couple other positives. Storytelling was great. The little clips at the end, if you're watching this and you haven't seen it, stay by because there are two. There's one a few minutes into the credits, and then there's one at the very end of the credits. Stay for both. Aunt May, played by Marissa Tomei. Marissa Tomei, still so incredibly beautiful. And I mean, she's an older lady now. I remember her though from My Cousin Vinny. Being a kid, she was beautiful then. She's still so hot. She's playing the Aunt May. Really awesome stuff in this movie. My only gripe was Crossbones. I felt was killed way too early for a character that I thought they could have got a lot more out of as a villain. Basically in the first 5 or 10 minutes of the movie, he's killed. I wish they would have done more with Crossbones. That kind of sucked. Otherwise, any other negatives I had about the movie? Not really. No, it wasn't too long. I mean, it was a long movie, but it didn't feel like it. It flew. They had Captain America and Iron Man even fight until the very end, and then even at the end, they still, at that point, really didn't see eye to eye. It kind of left off, though, with everybody locked up that was against Iron Man's side. So you had Scarlet Witch, Ant-Man, Falcon, Hawkeye, were all, like, held captive. Captain America and the Winter Soldier got away. Winter Soldier was frozen again until they can get rid of whatever is in his head that is controlled by Hydra. I thought it was a great movie. I absolutely loved it. In a comparison to like Batman vs Superman, and I know I've done a review and I said I liked Batman vs Superman, and I did like Batman and Superman, but Captain America Civil War was probably 10 times better than Batman vs Superman. I hate to say this because I know a lot of DC fanboys are gonna get upset, and I still like that movie. I really did. But you know, as I sat back and thought about it a little bit more, I did like how in that movie they made Batman dark, and you know, they fought and everything. But really, if you think about why they stopped fighting and became friends, it's kind of a weak storyline. You know, just because their mothers both had the name Martha. I don't know. Whatever. The movie was good otherwise, but the Captain America Civil War was fantastic. They were really fighting for something. The one belief of it was kind of like, you know, a Republican versus a Democrat. It was you know, the Democratic side of Iron Man's team wanting more government, wanting government to control them and reel them in a little bit because they were getting too carried away. And then on the other side, you had Captain America's Republicans, where they were like, we want less government. We don't want the government involved in what we're doing. We're heroes. We're here to protect the people. And, you know, if it costs a life or two, it's saving thousands or millions upon human lives. So that was a kind of cool little battle, and that was really awesome to see. And the fact that at the end they were fighting and they kind of like understood where they both were coming from, and there wasn't like a mutual agreement at the end of that movie that they were like friends. Like they were always gonna be friends, but they were still standing for what they believed in, both sides. So it's interesting to see what they do next with the next set of movies. And I give it a big thumbs up. Go check it out. Captain America Civil War, fantastic movie. I absolutely loved it. Super entertaining. And that's my review. Thanks guys for watching. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought about the movie. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Everyday Geek TV. All I smell is smoke. And this is all I see as I'm trying to drive. I don't know what is going on. Looks like, oh man, it reeks of smoke. Oh, something's on fire. Holy shit. Look at that. There's a car on fire. The truck is on fire. Holy mackerel.